key. That's it, right? We're in the window after 2 minutes. Okay, yes, so for those of you who just joined, I'm Derek. I'm one of the CoolCare trainers you may or may not know. Today, the our session is about getting the most from your CoolCare HR related widgets, which there are three. We'll talk about that in a second. CoolCare, we're here to make operating your care home easier, more efficient, and more profitable. Today's session, we have Sam helping us out, and Sam is there to answer any questions you may have while I'm talking during the webinar. But we'd ask you to use the CoolCare, the Zoom tool here. You got a Q&A. You should have a Q&A option on your little bar. And if you click on that, Sam will do his best to answer your questions. There will be time set aside as well at the end to also answer some of your questions. Okay, let me have a look at what we're looking at today. Okay, so we're going to be looking at your DBS or PVG for some people and PINs widget. We're going to look at your probations and inductions. They're two separate widgets, but they're in the same place when it comes to filling the information in. And we're going to look at your appraisals and supervisions as well. So let me try and share my screen with you. See, I picked the right screen. There we go. And log back in again. Okay, let me just change this to my home. And let's have a look at my dashboard. So here in my dashboard, the three widgets we're going to look at are DBS PINs, staffing complete probations, staffing complete inductions, and also our staff appraisals and supervisions. As you may or may not know, if any of these are red, that means something is wrong. So in this case, I got data missing. The DBS expiry date is missing. This one here, the PIN expiry date is overdue. As well, you can see as well, it's well overdue. If I move down here to the very bottom, hopefully, yes, the ones that are in white are ones that haven't expired yet, but are getting close to expiring. So you can hopefully solve the problem before they expire. Staff incomplete probations. Again, if it's red, it means in this case the end date was the 16th, and that date has gone past. The 6th, 15th, that date has gone past, so it's gone red. These people here, the probations are going to happen, run out in the future, but they're getting close, so you know you have to keep an eye on them. Staff incomplete inductions is different from all the other ones in that it never goes red. But what I'll do is I'll come back. We'll talk about that separately when we come back to it. I'll explain that one to you. Staff appraisals, it's the very same. If it's red, it's expired. So appraisals are revisions. And I think there's one down here at the very end. Yes, there is. That's coming up close to expiring, but hasn't expired yet. Right. Let's go and look at these a bit more detail. So let's look at this one here, DBS and PINs. So if I go up here to the very top, let's look at Heidi there. So it's saying her PIN has expired, or the expiry date has gone past, so I have to update it. So these widgets aren't just kind of dumb widgets. They don't just tell you what's wrong, they help you fix it. For instance, if I was to click on Heidi Swiss, it not only does it take me to her record, it takes me to where the DBS and the PIN's information is located. If I was to change that, say actually it expires, we'll just do 25, there we go. 1st of August 25, future date. If I save that, and I go back to the dashboard, I will see straight away, hopefully, Heidi's name has disappeared. And again, the DBS expired, the date is missing. If I was to click on this one, I would look at this person and I'd say, I don't have a DBS expiry date. Now, if I put a DBS expiry date in, let's say, I'm just picking a random future date, by the way. You'll notice, so if I put in, I'm going to say if I put in an issue date, if I put in an issue date, let's say the 1st, it will automatically put in an expiry date for me as well. And you can change that expiry date if you want. Okay, if I save that, and let's put in a pin numbers, a pin expiry date as well for that person. So I'll say it's in the future. There you go. And that person was David Winterton. I save this and everything goes well for me. When we come down here, David Winterton has disappeared. So that's nice, straightforward, nice, easy one. This one here, staff incomplete probations. So you get someone new to join, you put them on, you put in the probation end date. There are two ways to get them to disappear off this list, and only two ways. Let's take a friend. Oh, it's David Winterton again. Let's pick a friend, David. Click on David. If I said everything's gone well, he's passed his probation. I click here. And if I go to save that, we go back here to the dashboard. Hopefully, there he is. He's disappeared off that list. So that's obvious how you would do that. But what other way can you get them off? Well, the only way someone's not going to pass probation is if they fail the probation and you have to say they've left. So let's take Sheila here, Watson. Thanks, Sheila Watson. Let's click on her. What happens if she doesn't finish her probation and she leaves? How do I kind of tell the system that? I can go to HR, positions in history, and down here. By the way, I can put a future leave date in if I want to say the person is going to leave in the future, and then when they do leave, it'll automatically take them from being a current staff member to being a leaver. So the record never disappears; it's always there, but they're marked as leavers. So I'm going to say, actually, this person's already left in the 22nd. What was the reason? And you have your own list of reasons in there. I go new job. There we go. And when I save this, it is going to come up a message telling me about the timesheets, but won't make any more entries to the timesheet. Also, if this staff member had shifts on the rota, it would take their name off those shifts. The shifts still stay there, but they're unassigned, but their names will be taken off those shifts as well. Okay, I'm going to say yes. If we come up here, it's Sheila Waters. If we go back to the dashboard and go back to our widget again, you should see, yeah, Sheila Waters has disappeared from there. By the way, when I say about leavers, in case you weren't aware, if I go to staff and staff records, there's my current staff. If I click here, I can see my leavers. These are the people who did work for us but have left. Not are going to leave, these are the ones who have left. If I had put a future leave date in for someone, like I happen to have here, that's handy. I can see these people are currently working with me, but they will be leaving in the future. All right, let's go back to my dashboard. Okay, let's talk about the funny one, but the one that's different from most. So when you put in someone, you add them as a new staff member, it'll automatically add them to this list. And these ones here are all the staff members that I've put on and haven't bothered to fill out the information fully. But these ones here, all the induction end dates are missing. Because the induction end date is missing, it doesn't know when to take them off this list. So the correct is I have to go through all these and I have to put end dates in. But I've set two up here for you, just so you can see. We've got Peggy Woolley. Now, Peggy Woolley, she has an induction end date, which is the 26th. And we have Kenton here who has one that is the 30th. Now, if I look at Peggy, for instance, I come down here to her induction dates, which is here in the probation section. So her induction started on the 23rd and it's going to end on the 26th. Now, what will happen with that is when her induction date is in the past, we're now the 27th, it ended yesterday, that will come off the list automatically itself. It just never goes red. It basically, the list will prune itself. So just to show you that, oh, sorry, let me go back here for a sec. So on this dashboard, we can see Peggy Woolley is here, 26, which is in the future. But let's go into her record and say, oh, I did that wrong. She actually finished her induction on the 24th, which was yesterday. If I save that, there you go. And if we go back to our dashboard and we go back to our inductions, where are they? Oh, yeah, there. Oh, sorry. Could you make one mistake? There you go. So you can see that Peggy has disappeared off there because the list has pruned itself. This one will never go red. And with our friend Kenton, by the way, um, because with Peggy, today's date was originally in the middle of her induction, was between her start and her end. But here with our friend Kenton, his induction doesn't start till tomorrow, and it goes on till the 30th. So it doesn't matter what the start date is. Basically, as long as that end date is in the future, it'll appear on the list. Once that end date moves into the past, in fact, let me don't think I'd like it if I have my end date before my start date. There you go. Save that, and then that would disappear off that induction list. There you go. Got it. So remember, it never goes red. It's different from all the others. It prunes itself. Okay, let's have a look at the kind of last one we're gonna talk about. And this one here is our appraisals and supervision. So the last widget we're going to talk about. So on here, all the ones in red are appraisals or supervisions that are overdue. And down here at the very end, I said I've got one that isn't overdue yet, but it's coming up soon to be overdue. And of course, these work similar to the other ones. If I click on them, it's going to take me to the right area. But there are one or two extra bits on here. So let's have a look. So Tina Scanlon has a supervision that's overdue. I click on that and I do insert. Now on this one screen, it does appraisals and it does supervisions. So I'll do supervision first because that's what that's expired for Tina. So I'm going to say, actually, we completed this yesterday. Now, when I do this, it'll automatically put in, excuse me, it'll automatically put in a next appraisal supervision date. Now, this will be set in your system. So whoever has admin rights to your system can set two kind of different intervals. They can set what the interval is between supervisions and what the interval is between appraisals. So just an example, supervisions are done every 3 months and appraisals are done every 6 months. So they can preset that, set those intervals. Down here, I can put in who's allocated to do the supervision. It'll bring up a list of my staff, hopefully. There we go, Kenton. And then here I can put in if I got a signature from the staff member or supervisor signature, and I'll say details. And remember, this was for Tina. If I save that, there it is. If I come back here to my dashboard and I come down, there you go. Tina's name has disappeared. Jackie Ward here, by the way, if I was going to Jackie and I was to put in an appraisal rather than a supervision, because remember, it's her supervision that was overdue, but I put in an appraisal in. It happened yesterday. It puts in the next appraisal date, depending on what's been set in your system. I'll pick a staff member who did it. And again, I put my take this out, my signatures, and I can add any details. But it was a supervision that was overdue. I put in an appraisal. Jackie Ward. Save that. Go back to the dashboard. Come down. Jackie Ward is still there because it's telling us the supervision that is overdue, not an appraisal. So I have to put in a supervision for her to for that to disappear. I come down here and I'll show you. There's an appraisal, for instance. There's an appraisal for Seamus Brennan, good Irish name. Click on Seamus. And this time, of course, if I put in an appraisal form, because that's what it's looking for, go an appraisal. Say it happened yesterday. Puts in the date. Who did it? then I put in my signature as well and my details. Save that. If we go back and we have a look at our yep, the appraisals and supervisions, if we come down here, he was just a bit down. We will see, yeah, there Seamus has disappeared. But there's something else about these appraisals and supervisions which you may or may not know. If I was to click on Jackie Ward, for instance, I'll choose Jackie. I'm going to put my supervision in. Happened yesterday. We did it. Go. Well, that'll take her off the list. We know that. But what if you wanted to take a document linked to that supervision or appraisal and you wanted to attach it to the person's record? You can do that as well. Because if you were to go to documents and you were to go again to documents, you can choose to insert or upload a document into this person's record. I can do insert. I can say name it. So I call it vision. There you go. Put the date I'm putting it on. And here it tells me what type of files I can upload. I can upload a Word document, excuse me, a PDF, an Excel document, a text document, and any of these three different image files here as well. And if I choose my file, I've just got kind of rubbishy files. I would pretend that's the appraisal. It was a Kellogg's Cornflakes box. Kellogg's Cornflakes box. It could be a Word document. It could be a PDF or whatever. And I'm going to upload that. So I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to upload it. There you go. That's attached. And I can attach as many documents as I want to that person's record. It is one long list though, but you can attach as many as you want. There is also a report, show you this one quickly, that might be useful in this as well. And that is, there's a report that shows you information that you need to update in someone's record. If I go to reports, there's one here called staff missing information. Let me just do a description of that for a sec. Staff missing information, and it shows you that it'll show you fields that are incomplete, the main ones that are incomplete. And it's available at home, company, and group level as well. But let's just run that quickly. It's a PDF one, so it'll open in a tab. Click it, it just goes off and does it. Hopefully now you can see the PDF. And if I look here, let's have a look here. There we go. So we got this person here, Helen Myers. I can see her payroll number, her main position, date of birth. Let's see, whoop. And I can see her start date and if she's currently absent. So here I can see what the reasons brought her up. Her PIN has expired. Supervision session due. This person has supervision and appraisal. If I come down here, I scanned these earlier today to find a few that this has got no registered professional PIN number. For ones that are different. I know I saw one earlier on. There you go. Let's have a look. Can I find one? Look on my own, I found lots of them. But yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, it'll show you important things that are missing or need to be updated. If the payroll number was missing as well, you would see that. Of course, I can't find one now. There you go. Yeah, there's people with no payroll number, so I can see the payroll numbers is missing as well. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically it. Let me jump back for one sec. I always think I won't have enough time, and I always end up talking over it. But yes, so basically, if it's red, it's expired. If you click on one of these widgets, it'll take you into the area where you need to go to fix that issue. And remember, the one that's different is staff incomplete inductions. Once you put someone on the system, they'll appear in this list. The only way to get them to come off the list is to put in an induction end date. And when the induction end date is in the past, they'll disappear off the list. And with our people who are on probation, either have to mark them as past the probation or mark them as leavers. Okay, that was very, can't believe that went by so quickly. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully that was helpful. The last bits I have to say to you, and by the way, we will stay on until half, so you will be able to continue to type in questions to us as well. Let me just share one more thing on my screen with you that may actually be useful. A little bit of information you may or may not know. Let me just find the right screen, and if I click here. So the first bit, whether you are in charge of financing and payroll, rota management, or tracking residents, you can work with our product specialists online or in person. And here's the important, the good bit. You may not know that you may be entitled to free training. Every customer has at least two 30-minute free of charge training sessions. So if you contact us, we can let you know if you have any of those left or when they might expire. You can email us at training@coolcare4.co.uk. You can phone us at 0113 385 3853. I'm sure they put all the trees just in there, so I had to say them. Yes, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. So we'll be here till half. I'm going to vanish, but we will be here to answer your questions on the Q&A if you wish. Thank you for listening to me. Bye bye from me.